Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Book Brood. And today we are bringing you our first original tag, and that is the tattoos and book tags. Tags.
Tag.
It's
Yeah.
two subjects,
We have 9 questions.
so we're going to try and go fast here.
Yeah. Question number 1. How many tattoos do you have?
I have 4 tattoos, but they're all very large.
And I
Rather
have
large.
6. And they are also very large.
Do you have any book-related tattoos? I have what you could consider maybe 3 book-related tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 comic book tattoos, and then I have a video game tattoo that they have made novelizations of stories for the video game. So, I'd say up to 3.
And I would say 2 for me. I have Harley Quinn, and then also it's difficult to see, but I have a character here that was based off of cover art for a book that I've never read, but that is called Kalimpura by Jay Lake, which is Green Universe number 3. I have no idea what it's about, but I really liked the character on the front.
How old were you when you first got into reading? How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I've been reading my entire life. One of my earliest elementary school memories is being mad at this other girl in my class because she was reading at a more advanced level than I was. She was reading chapter books in 2nd grade, and I was in the early readers, and I was so mad at her. I hated her. So all my life I've been reading, and I got my first tattoo when I was 18.
I started reading comic books about middle school, sort of, but didn't really get into serious novels until I was about 17, 18. And then I got my first tattoo only at about 29, 30.
Number 4, what is the longest book you've read and the longest tattoo that you've sat for?
So the longest time-wise tattoo is my hot girl tattoo here on my chest. That was 3 sessions, total of about maybe 8 hours. But longest single sitting would be Tally here, which was about 6 hours total. Longest book I've read, at least the one I have on hand, is Cryptonomicon by Neil Stephenson. I don't have a copy of A Dance with Dragons, but that could possibly be longer.
How many pages is Cryptonomicon?
That is 1,130 pages.
Nice.
And about 0.8 font, so long.
Yeah. The longest book I have read, at least that I have on hand, is Wise Man's Fear, which is a little under 1,000 pages. And the longest tattoo I've sat for is actually my newest, my Harley, which was 6 hours.
I can't believe she did that. 6 hours straight on the chest. That's insane.
On the sternum. It was awful.
Current favorite book and tattoo. My current favorite book is actually loaned out to my best friend right now, which is Flighter Upon the Deep by Werner Ving. But I'll go ahead and just talk about Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke. This is an amazing book. It leaves you so wowed at the end. You don't know whether to be happy or sad. It's just great.
And your favorite tattoo right
And
now?
my favorite tattoo is Spider-Woman, which is on my side here. I don't know. I won't disrobe too much to show you that one.
My favorite book right now, I do need to reread this and see if it holds up the second time, but I'm just going to say And I Darken by Kirsten White, which has been my favorite read this year. Absolutely. And my favorite tattoo right now is my Warrior Mom. It's difficult to see, but it's this badass chick with two babies and a sword and a knife, and it's just awesome. Question 6. What is your favorite style of tattoo and your favorite genre of book?
My favorite style of tattoo, I guess you could call it photorealism, sort of. I have a lot of just character tattoos, and so I like them to be as true to the artwork as possible. And then my favorite genre is obviously romantic contemporary. No. Science fiction, obviously. It's pretty much the only thing I read.
Awesome. I'm not sure what style this would be, but it's characters who look as lifelike as possible, especially the faces. I'm really particular about the faces on tattoos. They have to look real with the shading and everything. And then my favorite genre of book, mostly fantasy, but I have noticed that some science fiction and some YA can do the same thing. What I really need is a an escape, a world that I can completely delve into that's fully fleshed out but not overdone with info dumping. Characters that I get invested in quickly and that I care about, and a story that is just a nice escape, really. So mostly fantasy, but a little bit of sci-fi.
I think a lot of you can identify with escapist reading.
Yeah.
All right. Are you worried about how those are going to look when you're 60? And why do you always have your nose buried in a book? I don't care. They're going to look awesome when I'm 60. That's how I feel about it. So, and I'm still going to be getting tattooed when I'm 60 if I still have space. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Gonna look like a badass.
Why is my nose always buried in a book? Because sometimes I'd rather not talk to people. I enjoy reading. And honestly, I don't read in public too much, so I don't get bothered too much about or just interrupted in reading all that often. I tend to read in private. The person that interrupts me the most is maybe her when she's in a talkative mood and I'm trying to read. So, but I love her, so she can get away with it.
So this question was more like kind of what are you sick of in your reading? Mostly
What am I sick of in my reading? I am sick of unnecessarily detailed sex scenes. Especially if they don't fit the story at all. And the best example is Altered Carbon by Richard K. Morgan. Great kind of sort of cyberpunk sort of story, but then out of nowhere there's just these very detailed sex scenes. Just like, what? Where'd that come from? Totally unnecessary. It could have just been they banged, and left it at that. So that's what I'm tired of.
You don't need a little 50 Shades of Grey thrown into your...
No, I mean, unless I'm, like, purposely reading erotica, that's fine. But, I'm expecting it then. But
right.
if it's out of nowhere, it's just kind of distracting more than anything.
Yeah. Right now, in my current mood, I am really sick of mindless entertainment, which I have hit... I think I've topped out on the amount of YA I can handle this year. And just after reading a couple of actual solid adult science fiction, there was some suspense, like just some adult novels that actually I realized how much I was thinking in comparison to a lot of the YA I've been reading lately. I'm sick of the mindless.
You have been reading a lot of YA this year.
Yeah. That's what I'm sick of right now. Okay. Number 8. Tattoo shops and conventions, book clubs, and Booktube. How long have you been involved in Booktube, and how has it affected you? Blah.
We've been involved in Booktube since May.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I have been affected in that I have been a lot more motivated to read. And I've really found an awesome community here with Booktube. And I just feel... Because a lot of my friends who I talk to, like, in person don't read like I do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really nice to meet other people, even just through the internet, that are just passionate about, my favorite hobby. So it's been really great.
But I have really been enjoying this year getting back into reading. Been a long slump before this year, and it's been very refreshing to get back into the amount of just fiction and novels I've consumed this year. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
As far as conventions, we try and make it to Emerald City Comic Con up in Seattle every year, and then tattoo conventions. There are a few that come around our area every once in a while, but we haven't made our way to those yet. But it would be a lot of fun. Any advice for newbies?
Mm-hmm.
As far as Booktube newbies, just relax and just be yourself.
Don't feel like you have to agree with everyone, and don't feel like you have to... If all of Booktube seems to be crazy about, like, the newest YA release and they're just obsessed with it, and you read it and you don't like it, like, don't be afraid to say that. I think that we need more different opinions. I feel like when everyone's saying the same thing, it gets really boring. And
one of our most loyal fans, the sci-fi bookworm, I'll link his information below. We read a lot of the same things, but we have wildly different opinions on almost everything, and it's great. It's great to have those conversations in the comments and everything. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And as far as newbies to tattooing, you don't have to explain, justify, or defend the tattoo that you want.
Nope.
Go ahead and get it. It's for you. It's your body. It's yours. So own it.
That being said, definitely do your research when looking for an artist,
Yes.
I would say, and definitely realize that it's going to take maybe months, but at least weeks in advance to book your appointment and have your consultation, and to be patient. If you rush it, you're gonna get a shitty tattoo.
And you may get something you actually don't want in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
The process should take a long time, and you should still want that tattoo that whole time that you're waiting to actually be in the chair getting poked.
Yep.
Yes. All right. As far as who we're going to tag, booktubers that have tattoos, Cheyenne from Novel Insights, we've noticed you have a tattoo, so you're tagged in this.
Mm-hmm. Allie from Hardback Hoarder, we saw that you had a tattoo, so we tag you in this.
And you are one of her favorite booktubers.
I absolutely love watching your videos, yeah. Sam and Amber from the Drunken Library. I think Amber, I saw, had a tattoo. I'm not sure.
And you two are hilarious, so
So
you're tagged.
funny.
And then we're not sure if you have tattoos, but you're both hilarious and we love you. Grace at G Swizzle Books.
And Helen at Capricia Helen. You guys are both hilarious. And if you have tattoos, please do this tattoo. Or this. Please do this tag.
And if you don't have tattoos, talk about the tattoos you would want.
Yeah. So, if you were not tagged in this, but you want to do this tag, by all means do it. We'll leave all the questions down below. And, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye everyone.